This is an old Sunbeam Mixmaster. It's a model 12C. Belonged to my sister, and she gave it to me the other day. Said she wasn't using it anymore, and one of the beaters wasn't spinning. And we're going to look in it and see what we can come up with. First, I got to pry this off. I'm just going to use a utility knife and kind of get under the edge there. I'm going to need both hands, so I'm going to pause this. That came off quite easily. Now we have a screw here that I need to take out. Screw's a little thin. I had to go get my other tool roll. See if I can get a screwdriver to fit in that. I ended up having to put a set of needle nose vice grips on that screw. It just wasn't budging with the screwdriver. And the blade fit fine. It just got really tight. It's loose now. The two power wires here are held on by two small screws. They'll have to come out. So this speed control thing looks to be in decent shape. I've looked at the contact points on it and I don't see anything burned. It doesn't smell burned. I know from what I've studied, running the mixer at really low speed can sometimes cause that resistor to wear out, and maybe some issues would start after that mess up these contacts. I think I'm good with these. And these two screws, one there, one here, need to come out next. These are pretty long, as you can see. I've just grabbed this fin with these needle nose vice grips. I'm going to shake it a bit and pull it on out. Okay, that piece is out right there. There's your motor and the field coil back in there. I'm a little leery of knocking that field coil out. I'm maybe going to skip that step if I can. I'm not saying it's a great idea, but got a little plunger here you got to keep up with, and another little pin that will show putting it back together. I'll try to anyway. There are a lot of good videos on YouTube, just step by step on these. This is the Model 12 Sunbeam Mixmaster. It just pulled right out at that stage. One thing you want to check is the armature. And while it's black, as a matter of fact, I should have taken the brushes out first, and I did not. The screw here, the screw there. I hope I hadn't screwed up. Now you can see them back in there. Probably should go and take them out, especially before I try to put it back together. So, from most videos I've seen, the spring will bring the brush on out after you take that little screw cap off from here and there. But the brushes stayed in on this one. I poked one through with a pocket screwdriver and got a hold of it with a pair of hemostats here. And the other one, I dropped it on down inside the body of the mixer, so I took it off the stand and just flipped it face forward, and that one came out. Okay, what we have here is a stuck shaft over here. This one turns. This is the beater that was working. Sorry about the lighting. I'm working by myself. I am not a video producer. The teeth do not seem to be chipped. So with this worm gear spinning, it had to be riding over those teeth, yet not damaging them. I'll know for sure when I get this unstuck, if I can, and we'll go from there. So because this gear will turn, I can get that square head set screw out with needle nose pliers. All the guys I see working on these online are using needle nose. I wonder, but Sunbeam probably had a special driver that they used when they put these together. Now this is the process. It's kind of painstaking, but once I cracked it loose with my larger pliers, I switched to these real thin ones. They're a little bit faster, but that's how you get those set screws out. The problem we're going to have is on this side, because that one is round back and this shaft isn't turning. So if I can't get the shaft to turn, I can't get the screw head position so I can even take the thing apart. We'll see how that goes. I may have to find or borrow a heat gun. To get this one out that has the mixing bowl tower here. I remember watching the videos and everybody was prying and pulling down here. I just wondered, I mean, it's one piece. You can just tap through there with a screwdriver. It's coming right on down. There she comes. You know what, that's not near as bad as some I've seen. Maybe that means we won't have as much trouble getting that one loose. That's the next step. So I've got this thing here to move down about 1/16, not quite an eighth of an inch. Then I'm doing it by putting the flat screwdriver blade on one side and twisting, and then putting it on the other side and twisting. It doesn't seem to be marring the shaft any. And I did see other guys take this stuck shaft out like this. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm sure this is not best practices, but I took some 400 grit sandpaper and laid against this portion right here, and bit it with some small vice grips, and it is twisting back and forth and coming out and down. I'll have it out in a bit. Okay, that didn't work. All I succeeded here in doing is pulling this part off of the shaft. Well, this is interesting. I put my needle nose vice grips on the hub of that gear, and it's spinning, and the shaft down there is not spinning. That would tell me this thing is loose from the shaft. I'm gonna keep digging. I don't have a heat gun, but I got a Zippo. And keep the flame on this thing for a while. So maybe it'll soften that stuck grease up inside. If the heat will travel on up the shaft, that's what I'm hoping. I did spray some WD up in there too, which will probably catch fire here in a minute. Hopefully not. Alright, this is totally not what to do. I'm not telling you that you need to do this. This shaft was so stuck. I pulled a little cap off, and of course that exposed some of that, which now has bite marks from my vice grips, but I was at my wit's end. I didn't have a heat gun, but I did have one of these. so I fired it right here and back and forth. Got me a little squirt bottle of water in case I set the darn thing on fire. It looks as though now I should be able to get this shaft out. It is turning now, at least. All right, I got the shaft out. It was really tough. I damaged it, unfortunately. Not sure if I'm going to need to get a replacement shaft, or if I can get this one back in and make it work. I don't see a bunch of dried up grease. It just looks like it is all scarred up from, well, I'll tell you what I think it may have been from. The cogs. Someone on that Sunbeam Facebook forum said maybe the set screw came loose on your cog, and that's why that shaft isn't spinning. That is what I found. Got your little square-headed screws. I'm sitting over here somewhere. There's one of them. The other thing I'm gonna have to do is, there they both are, find all my pieces when I'm done. But the one on this cog was very loose. I was able to loosen it with these very thin needle nose pliers. I just screwed it out, so I think it was spinning around the shaft. I think it scarred the shaft up here. I'm gonna try to polish that out, and I'm gonna have to figure as to whether this shaft will still be usable after what I did to it, but I didn't see any other way of getting it out of there. It was that stuck. It was that stuck. I polished on it a little bit with some, I think it's 400 grit sandpaper. You see this little scar around the whole diameter of the shaft, right where that hole is, where the set screw goes. That set screw just backed out and then started dragging a track around this thing. And I guess it eventually backed out far enough that the wheel quit turning, so this shaft didn't spin. Let me see if I can figure out if this is going to work with the damage I've done to it here. So I got it polished down pretty well. Yeah, it's nice and smooth in the barrel now, but really I was not up against stuck grease. It wasn't even stained that much. The other one over here wasn't either. My problem was that set screw came loose and kicked up a burr on this shaft, and that burr locked it in right about there. You can see right where the hole is there, and it just didn't want to come down through there. I think we got it now. So these drive gears were both fine. I think Scott Life said that they probably would be, and he was right. And then another guy, maybe an Al, forgive me, I'm not sure everybody's name just yet, on the forum said maybe that little screw backed out. Maybe that happened. That is what happened. And as you saw, it scored the shaft up here, and it forced me to have to go to extreme measures to get it out. We shall see how things look going forward. And so you have to put the shaft in and then get that hole lined up on the cog so that this square-headed nut, bolt, goes into that hole. These little very thin, I think these are Proto needle nose pliers, have been real good here for this. I can get an easier grip on them square nuts, and I'll tighten it with a bigger pair. I'm sure it's where it needs to be. So to get that hole on this cog lined up with the shaft, I just stuck the straw of my WD-40 can in there and moved it around until it fell on home, so the holes are lined up right there. Working by myself, so I couldn't show you the meter, but this is 178.2 ohms, so that's a good resistor. The capacitor isn't leaking. I don't know where my capacitor tester is at the moment. Looks good. I'm going to roll with the idea that it is good, so we can get it all back together here. The armature's fine. There's no ridge there. It's a little dark. I polished it with some 400 grit a little bit. I don't even think it needed it.